All I can say, fellas, is don't let this be you.
This how I know I ain't ready for nothing. Because my little trick right there, you see him? Yeah. He is so nice to me. He's so nice to me. He be tricking. He likes to take me out. He likes to literally hand me money. All the things I said I wanted. But I don't want him. I don't like him. He annoys me. That's how I know I ain't ready for nothing. Because all I keep thinking about is the dude that don't do for me. And I miss him.
Now, let me be clear, this is not how all women think, but a lot of them think like this. This is how a lot of them operate. It would be a dude right in front of them giving them everything they wanted, but they still want the other dude. And the sad part about the situation, the guy walking to his car, he thinks he's doing the right thing. He doesn't know anything's wrong. He believes she likes him. Now, of course, when he sees this video floating around social media, he'll know the truth. But the fact is, he thought when he was doing the things that he was supposed to be doing, and this is what women told him they want him to do, he's doing that stuff, and this is the reaction he's getting. Now, I want to be clear about something. There are women out there who would appreciate that man. The problem with this situation is he is horrible at picking women. This is why I come on here all the time and I say, men, we gotta be better at picking women. He's over here thinking he's working on something because he's attracted to her, but he's probably not doing the work that he needs to do to find out who this woman really is. He probably never asked those real questions. He probably never went through her social media. He's skipping steps because he thinks all he has to do is give her a little bit of money and she's gonna fall in love with him. And that's just not how it works for a lot of these women. This is a bad investment. He is literally throwing money out the window giving it to this chick. And the sad part is, after she breaks his heart or dump him or whatever she's gonna do to him, he's gonna end up going out there and turning into a savage. And that's what happens to a lot of us men. Now again, I want to stress, I'm not necessarily putting this on her. I am putting this on him because I am positive this woman is giving him signs that she ain't about nothing and he's ignoring them. All he is thinking about are those buns. That is it. He ain't worried about the potato salad, the hamburgers, the ketchup. All he is thinking about are those buns. And this is what will happen to you when you are moving like that. Now, as far as this woman is concerned, she needs to go get back with the guy that she is missing, the guy who does nothing for her, brings nothing to the table, so she can be exactly where she needs to be. But you men love to jump in there and stop her from getting to her destiny. Her destination is being with that loser. Y'all jump in there and try to save her from that. Stop doing that. Let these women do what they want to do. If they want to go chase after Tyrone, you let her chase after Tyrone, and y'all focus on somebody else. But this is probably going to suck when he sees this video, and the sad part is she doesn't care at all. She's not going to give one red cent about how this man is feeling when this is all said and done. And that's the sad part, but it is what it is.
There's not a man on this earth that can tell me different. If Jesus descended from heaven right now and told women that their ways will lead them to loneliness and hell, they'll nail that nigga back to the cross and call him a narcissist.
This man is absolutely correct. That's exactly what would happen. You'll see women on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram talking about hashtag cancel Jesus. They still wouldn't listen. These women would take down the picture of Jesus hanging in their house and they'll put up a picture of Derek Jackson. These women are never gonna change. We would need like a worldwide catastrophe for these women to listen. I'm talking about an alien attack or a zombie attack. And even then, there'll still be some women out there who don't want to listen to anybody because they don't want to do it. But shout out to the original creator in this video because this was hilarious.
This post here says, "She was easy, bro, she liked you." And the one above it says, "I have tasted a genuine desire of a woman in love, therefore I can no longer chase women." When you experience what it's like to be with a woman who genuinely wants you, and like beyond just wanting you in like the physical, like she want it, besides that, like when you come across a woman that genuinely loves you, you really don't chase women anymore. Like you can't chase more. You might get involved with some women and things don't go well, but as far as you like really pining after a woman, chasing after her, it kind of stops after you experience love. Like, because you kind of realize how fake all, like when you experience love, you realize when a woman really likes you. Like I remember I was with this one shorty. She would ask me, "Did you eat today?" Right? And if I hadn't eaten an adequate amount to her liking, she would get upset with me. She's like, "You need to eat more." Or if I had work I didn't get done, she would not want me to talk to her until she knew I was done with work. Like she didn't want to bother me. Of course she wanted to talk to me, right? But if she called me, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm working." She's like, "Call me back when you're done working. I don't want to distract you." And she would hang up. When you have a woman that considers you, considers your thoughts, emotions, your time, your priorities, things like that, what do you look like chasing a woman ever again?
Now, to all the women out there who love asking that question, why don't men chase anymore? Well, there you go. Now, of course, there's other reasons as well, but this is part of it. And the thing about this is you don't even need a girl to love you. Once you are around a girl who likes you, it makes it very hard for you to go back to chasing the girl. You don't get all the games, you don't get all the push and pull, you don't get all the runarounds. If you text her, she texts you back. If you call her, she answers the phone. It is just a whole different experience. And once a man experiences that, it's hard for him to go back to jumping through hoops. It's just what it is. There are a lot of men out there who still chase. And to be honest with you, a lot of those men are not chasing for the long term. They're chasing because they want what they want. And as soon as they get it, they're going to disappear like a magician. But there are men who still chase for the long haul because that's just what they do. And to those men, I say have at it. But the majority of men are waking up and understanding that if you find a girl who likes you, she doesn't have to be perfect because that's not necessarily what men are looking for. But that girl likes you, she treats you well, that is your best bet. All that chasing and running behind a girl is not worth it. I know there are women out there when you chase them, you can win them over. I do know that. But in a lot of those situations, the more you chase them, the further you push them away. And the beauty is when I grew up, we didn't have anybody online telling us about that. We just had to figure it out on their own. These young men got men around them telling them, they got men online telling them, they got men just in the world telling them that that is a mistake. And that's why the number of men chasing is going to continue to drop every day. So you ladies better start adapting. That's all I can tell you.
I feel any man in 2026 who's trying to say that women don't care about physical appearance, they're crazy and they're just in denial. Looks and money is the name of the game, guys. That's all women care about. But see, one thing that hurt me a lot in my life is that for years I wanted to believe that women cared about what's on the inside of you. For years I wanted to believe that the church is where all the good women are. There are no good women out there, guys. And I hope that this video resonates with a lot of guys to understand there's no such thing as a good woman.
One of you heifers don't put this man through it because he ain't feeling none of y'all right now. But I do want to address a couple things that he said. When he said all women care about nowadays are your looks and your money, there's some truth to that, but there's also a reason for that as well. See, women have always cared about a man's looks, but back in the days, they didn't believe they had the same options that they think they have today. See, back then, they had to date the men in their communities. So if you didn't get the cute guy that treated you good, you just had to date the guy that treated you good. And if he was ugly, he was ugly. But back then, women focused more on the inside because if they were going to marry you, they needed you to have certain qualities. So looks wasn't that high on their list when they knew they needed other things. But let's skip to the day with online dating and social media. These women feel like they have options on top of options. These women feel like they have access to men all over the world. Now they're willing to wait it out to see if they can find a guy who looks good and still offer all the other stuff that they want as well. Now the people in the real world, we understand that their options are no better than they were back in the days, but these women don't know that. They still think they're going to go out there and meet Brad Pitt or Morris Chestnut. He's going to make $1 million a month. He's not going to cheat on them. He's going to love them to death. That's what they're waiting on. And this is why it's not going to work out for a lot of them. But the fact is, women have always cared about looks. And the thing he said about money, the same thing applies. They've always wanted money. They just feel like they have more chances to get it now because of social media. But if these women had to date like back in the days where they had to date from their community or pick from the men around them, these women would not be running around here screaming 6 figures, 6 feet tall and handsome. They'll be out here sounding just like those women did back in the days. When you told somebody that you met a new man or that you were seeing somebody new, they asked you 3 questions. Does he treat you good? Is he a good man? And does he have a job? They didn't ask you if he was 9 feet tall or he made $8 million a month or how good does he look. They didn't ask none of that stuff because they knew none of that was important. Who he was as a man is all that mattered. In some situations, he could have been married. They still wanted you to keep him.
He's a good man, Savannah. A good man.
And the thing he said about meeting good women in church, men have figured that out a long time ago. A lot of those women in church are just as bad as those women in the streets. In a lot of situations, those women in the church are the women in the streets. So yeah, men ain't falling for that anymore. But when you said there is no such thing as a good woman, I disagree with that. I believe there are some good women out there. I always say you got to dig for them. You got to search. But there are some good women out there. To lump a whole gender in the group because you had some bad experiences with them, that to me is crazy. That's the same thing I would say to a woman who will come on here and say there are no good men. We have to pick better women to be around, just like those women have to pick better men to be around. So I do agree with some of the stuff he said, but I can't get down with that last part. I personally believe when you're going through something and you come online with a message like that, when you're asking men to listen to you and follow what you're saying, I think you are doing just as much damage to the dating world as these bitter single women. I'm just being honest with you, bro. But that's just my opinion. Please like the video and leave a comment. I love listening to what you guys have to say. And don't forget to hit that hype button because it really helps me out with the algorithm and I really do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.